Contre 5, alors c'est maintenant 0 en 11 cette saison pour les Canadiens. Voilà Suzuki. Tire, doit aller, toucher le poteau, et KAIDEN GUHLE qui reçoit la rondelle et la remet derrière à Jonathan Drouin. Drouin, Suzuki à Doc. Doc passe ensuite à Caulfield, à Suzuki. Suzuki remet dans le coin à Monahan. On fait un excellent triangle défensif chez les Pingouins. Monahan, toujours la patience a porté fruit. Le Canadien l'emporte.
OMG, this is the HABS Daily News with your hockey coach, guru, Coach Frenchy. Today, episode number 153. What do you have on the menu, Coach, today? Recap Montreal Canadiens, the W against the Pittsburgh and overtime. We're going to talk about KAIDEN GUHLE, then friend NHL news around the league, and finally, at the end, the goal of the night around the NHL. So don't go nowhere. Let's dive in. Talking about the first subject of the day. The first subject of the day, guys, is about the recap game between the Montreal and the Pittsburgh. And the final score, like I mentioned, Montreal won in OT with a goal of Kirby Dach. They sealed the game to the Pittsburgh by a W of the score of the 3-2. Let's see what happened during this game. First of all, nothing happens during the first period. Pittsburgh did not dominate too much in the first period. I think Pittsburgh did not do well. Montreal show up a little bit more, like from Dadonov, Gallagher. We got Monahan. They have a couple of opportunities in the first period. Casey DeSmith was pretty good overall. Montreal did not give a lot of opportunities for the Pittsburgh Penguins during the first period. Pittsburgh did not play well. When I said about this, they create a lot of offside at the blue line. They never get their momentum during the first period, but they come back strong at the second period because Malkin scored 2 goals in 4 minutes and 4 seconds. First at 3:52, a one-timer goal after he got a pass from Pedersen and Brand Ross got a helper. Montembeault on that one, he should stop this one. He did not react very quickly. It was a T-push from the right to his left. And he was not ready for Malkin. Malkin put some power on the one-timer, but Malkin was not strong too much to get that puck in. I think Montembeault should stop this one. Then, a little bit later, Malkin scored his second goal of the night, his third of the season. This one, a rebound in front of the net. Joseph and Ross, his second point of the night, got an assist. And after 40 minutes, it was 2-0 Pittsburgh. What I would like, whatever the score was, 0-2 for Pittsburgh. Montreal still in the game. What I said is they have opportunities. They didn't have a bad 2 period. Overall, Montreal have more scoring chance. It's just they cannot put the puck in the net until at the beginning of the third period at 1:10, Nick Suzuki showed the puck where DeSmith could stop it, go through his blocker, and he hit the post behind, and Suzuki on the wrap-up turn around to another side of the post, put the puck back in the net, and gave the first goal of Montreal Canadiens, his second for Suzuki this year. KAIDEN GUHLE got his first assist in NHL, his first point. Mike Hoffman got, of course, his first point of the year. Then we have to wait until the end of this period, where after a timeout, Martin St-Louis decide to remove the goaltender Montembeault, play at 6 versus 5. You saw an amazing great pass of Jonathan Drouin from the board all the way to the other side. Cole Caulfield score a one-timer. DeSmith could not do anything about that shot. Caulfield got his third goal of the year. Drouin and KAIDEN GUHLE, again, his second point of the night. Tied the game 2-2. During the overtime, we have to wait until Jeff Petrie got a hat trick tonight, but not on the right way, on the wrong way. He got his third penalty of the evening, And then Montreal took advantage of this wheel. At that moment, Montreal was 0-12 attempt and power play, never score. Now they took advantage of the 4 versus 3, and we got Caulfield, Suzuki, Monahan, and Dak. They go around this Smith. This Smith make a couple of saves before Monahan carry on the puck, hold the puck, hold the puck, hold the puck. Saw Dak on the left side of this Smith and did an amazing great pass. Dak score his first goal as a member of the Montreal Canadiens, is a winning goal game. Of course, his first of the year. Monahan and Suzuki got a point. And this was the 3rd assist from Suzuki this year, and the Montreal Canadiens win by a score of 3-2. Unbelievable comeback for the Montreal Canadiens. Great, excited game. And I will tell you one thing. Since the beginning of the year, Montreal is always still in the game. That's what I really like so far for the Montreal Canadiens. Next thing I want to talk about is the leader of the game tonight for the Pittsburgh. Malkin, 2 points, shot 6 times on Montembeault. Letang played 24-31. Then this Smith have a save percentage of .92 and 3. 38 shots for the Montreal yesterday. Again, the Pittsburgh. Coley have 2 points. Suzuki shot 8 times on the goaltender, the Smith. Caden Coley played over 24 minutes during this game. And finally, Montembeault have a save percentage of .929. Finally, I like to show this graphic all the time. Look the difference between this game versus the one against Washington and Detroit, where the puck is coming from, all in the middle of the house. And that's what we like. The Montreal do all the time. That will give them better chance to win. But I want to give you a little bit more information now about the big goal for the Montreal Canadiens, the young guns. Suzuki, Caulfield, and Dak. 21 years old, and 23 years old. That gives you an idea what the future for the Montreal Canadiens is look like. And it's very important then to perform a great performance all 3. Overall, Montreal have a solid game against the Pittsburgh Penguins. The next thing I want to talk about, he was the player of the game for the Montreal Canadiens, Caden Coley. Not got his first 2 points of the night, but he got his first 2 points in NHL, and he was a star with 2 assists, 3 shots on the net, played 24 minutes and 43 seconds against the Pittsburgh Penguins. And then I want to mention he got his first point in NHL. Great performance of Caden Coley yesterday against the Pittsburgh Penguins. One thing I want to mention, it was the return of Jeff Petrie. Montreal make a small video or a short video about Petrie. He has a really bad game. He has a 3 penalty against the Montreal Canadiens. He was in the penalty box when the Montreal scored the winning goal from Kirby Dak, and that gave them Montreal Canadiens their second W of the season. This is the resume of the game, guys. So let's move on for the next subject of the day. So my next subject of the day, guys, I want to talk about the defenseman Caden Coley. I want to talk a little bit what he did since he was drafted in WHL. First of all, Montreal draft him 16th overall pick in 2020. The left defenseman is 6'2" at 205 pounds. The second thing I want to mention to you, it was the first overall pick past the Prince Albert in the WHL at 16 years old. The coach's WHL is Mark Abshed, playing in NHL as an ex-NHL player. He said, this kid was unbelievable already at 16 years old. To play again at 20 years old at this age is not easy. And some night, guys, we play him 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes. We protect him, but we constantly teaching him to develop him to understand the game and WHL. And one thing they said about him, he never complained. He's always accept his role, but he was a guy like a crazy student. He studied the game like crazy. And at the point where he said, look, he said, we are doing video room every single day during the season. He was the first player answer everything when we asked for the player. It was at the point we have to ask him to not talk anymore, wait for other players can see the play, and they don't, but just tell us what you think. So just give you an idea what Caden Coley was really into it. He was really want to learn more every single day. It was all about the process. He understood at a young age, this is going to be a long process of 4 years to play in WHL, and he will need to learn with the daily by doing his own process to understand how the game works. It's unbelievable what he did. At the point he become very mature at young age, and he become a captain for the WHL for the Prince Albert for 2 years, and then he was a captain for Team Canada at the World Junior Championship. So he's a really young man, really mature. He have a really good leadership inside of him. And I think it's really important to understand for how he played this season is just crazy. Can he win the Calder Trophy? Someone asked me that. It's too early. But right now, between all the players rookie for the year, we have to make him on the top 5 with Matty Bernier and Mason McDavid and Owen Power. Now, I want to mention to you, from what we learned from Martin Saint-Louis yesterday after the game during the press conference, Martin Saint-Louis talked about KAIDEN. He is so calm. He's never scared because his confidence is always high. He show every time he play the game, whatever he make mistake, he forget about this. He's already ready for the next shift. He really believe on the process. He's really a great student to learn from David Savard, for Stéphane Robidas, and for myself. And the kid is really have a great foundation as a hockey player. That's the reason he performed well so far. He's not worried to play. Listen, then the beginning of the year, he played against Austin Match. There's a big players, right? And then he played last night against Sidney Crosby. He played against Ovechkin. He played against Taylor Larkin. Why? Because he always play against the best player for opponent team. And we can see his game is excellent. The pass he did on the next ski tonight was unbelievable. One more thing he said, Martin Saint-Louis, is adjustment is excellent. Whatever he feel like he make a mistake, he readjusts himself to understand he cannot repeat the same mistake. And he know he need to get better on different area of his game. And then Martin Saint-Louis started to give him rewards. He was on the power play, unit number 2, yesterday. And then he was on the ice for the 6 versus 5. Really interesting to see what Martin Saint-Louis is going to do with KAIDEN performing for all the rookies we have so far. He is the best player and the best rookie for the Montreal Canadiens. And yesterday, he was the best player on the ice for both teams. Only 20 years old. And Kaiden Cooley right now, he delivered, of course, the merchandise for the Montreal Canadiens after 4 games. So this concludes, guys, another subject. So let's move on for the next subject of the day. The next subject, guys, we have 9 games in NHL yesterday. We have a couple of surprises. First was, of course, the Montreal Canadiens, but yesterday we got the Toronto Maple Leafs lost by the score 4-2 against the Arizona Coyotes. Unbelievable. I don't know what's going on with Toronto, but right now they lost against Montreal in Arizona. 2 teams should be at the bottom of the standing in NHL at the end of the year. Great game of Zibanejad for the New York Rangers. Again, Anaheim Ducks won by the score 6-4. Boston, David Pastrnak have a great game. Again, the Florida Panthers won by the score 5-3. Aaron Ekblad left the game at the middle of the game. We have Washington, Ovechkin have a great night. 6-4 over the Vancouver Canucks. Ovechkin have 2 goals. Minnesota lost again for the 3rd time. 6-3. They gave 6 goals. This is not pretty right now at the Minnesota. The Carolina Hurricane continues the amazing season so far by the score 5-1 against the Seattle Kraken. Then the Detroit Red Wings lost and OT against the Los Angeles Kings. Philippe Danault have 2 goals. Finally, Dallas Stars continues to do very well. This is their 3rd straight W of the year. This time, again, the Winnipeg Jets by a score of 4-1. Like we do every single time, we like to give you the top performer of the night. First of all, Zibanejad and Ovechkin have 2 goals, 2 assists for 4 points. Panarin continues performing. Again, another night of 4 points, 1 goal, 3 assists. We have 10 players with 3 points. And then as a defenseman, we have Kel Addison for the Minnesota Wild, the rookie, have 3 points with 3 assists. Adam Fox for the New York Rangers have 3 points. And then finally, the best goaltender of the night, Jake Oettinger, with 1 goal against, but a save percentage of .960. Stopped 24 of the 25 shots he faced yesterday against the Winnipeg Jets. Let's move on now, guys, for the last subject of the day. We have a couple of NHL injury update. First of all, the Detroit Red Wings announced they lost Tyler Bertuzzi for 4 to 6 weeks with upper body injury. Philadelphia announced Risto Ristolainen will be out week to week. They expect not long time, but again, he did not play last game Saturday, so it's not going to return at least until another week. Boston lost Brandon Carlo out for a minimum 7 to 10 days. Finally, Arizona lost a big player, Schmaltz, out for a minimum of 6 to 8 weeks with an upper body injury. This is all the update we have for the NHL around the league. And that's conclude, guys, the Ad Daily News. Wow, what a great show for the Ad Daily News, episode number 152. Hopefully you enjoy it. But before we leave, we invite you, don't forget, guys, to click on the like, subscribe to our Canadian show. Leave me a comment, tell me what you think about this show and what you think about the performance of Montreal Canadiens. And tell me which players stand out for you yesterday between the Montreal and the Pittsburgh Penguins. I can't wait to see you for the next video. Until the next time, of course, I want to remind you, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, blessing day, everybody.